NKC Art. All right, in order to finish your winter trees project, what you're going to do is you're going to start with your black paint. I have some black tempera paint here. And take a little bit, and I'm going to make some trees. And I want to try to fit at least 3 on there if possible. Just kind of see what you can do on your paper, on your style of painting. I'm going to make my trees really thin. At the very top of the tree, when I go to paint it, even make them really tall too, the top of the tree is going to be a little bit thinner than the bottom of your tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush and just kind of paint like a nice skinny line down the side from the about almost the top all the way down to the bottom. And when I get to the bottom, just kind of go like this. And then I'm going to start making the tree a little bit fatter. So it's going to come down a little bit bigger on the bottom because the trunks of trees are just a little bit thicker when you get towards the bottom of them. So I'm going to kind of just bring some of that paint down like this. I don't want it too thick because I do want to try to be able to fit 3 trees on here if I can. After I make my long tree branch or my long tree trunk, then I'm going to start putting my branches on there. Now the top branches are going to be short. Nice short thin little branches. And see how I'm just I'm leaving some space because we're going to add some snow to these when we're done. So just kind of go ahead and make your little branches sticking out. Leave some room between them so it kind of looks like a ladder. And the further down the tree you go, you're going to want to go just a tiny bit further out each time. So by the time you get to the bottom of your tree, they should be longer than the top of your tree. So I'm just going to kind of fill these in like this. You can kind of just, you can make them a little crooked or add some kind of curves to them if you want to. That's just fine. And then when I get to the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and start a second tree right here. So get some more paint, start down my real thin line again. I made this tree a little taller just because it's kind of my front tree. And then as I get to the bottom, I'm going to go back to the top and make it just a tiny bit thicker, just to kind of look like a nice strong tree trunk. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did with my branches. And I'm going to go at the top and just kind of start out again, small at the top. Couple small ones to start out, and then as I go down my tree they will get a little bit bigger each time. I'm trying not to overlap my trees right where the other branch is, but that happens and that's okay. The snow will kind of make it to where you can kind of tell the difference between where this one tree starts and the other tree ends. So I'm just going to go through here, paint this. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video so you don't have to watch me painting this entire tree. Oops, I kind of messed that one up. That's okay. Let's see there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go wash my brush off, and I'm going to get my white paint. My black paint's not quite dry yet, that's okay. I'm just going to take my white paint and kind of dab it on top of my trees like this, just right on top of the branch. And when you do this on your sketchbook picture, because we started a sketchbook version of this as well, you'll do the same thing. Just kind of use your watercolor brush on your sketchbook, on the tools, and then just kind of watercolor your trees down, and then you can make another layer and put the black shadows of the trees on there, and then you can add a third layer. That way the black and the white are separated so they don't get mixed together, and then you can create the snow on that layer in Sketchbook. So this is pretty much all you're going to do with your painting, is go down and just add your snow to your branches. And then when it's all done, you can just go put it over to dry, and then you can start your sketchbook version. And I'm super excited to see what these look like when you guys are finished.